I can introduce you if you need me to.
Yeah, he's shy. He needs somebody to hold his hand.
This is Nick Axon Buddha.
Please.
Hey there, welcome to Super Speedrun Saturdays. It's moving here with the Pulseman community, or at least a part of it.
I'm Plum. Hi, I run Pulseman.
I'm Snaggletut, resident third place.
I'm Axon. I have the world record in like 16 quotation marks. It's a bad run.
Why so many quotation marks?
This game can be improved so much, but it's really hard.
Yeah, improving this game from where it is, like, not only do you need, like, really solid execution the whole way through, and you're going really fast, which makes it hard, but, like, some of the tricks are kind of luck-based.
It seems inconsistent sometimes, but it's not really inconsistent. It's like the frames that you press buttons on will sometimes, like, it's almost like frame-perfect tricks, but if you mess up the wrong frame, it doesn't exactly cost you like tons of time, just a little bit. Mostly skidding.
The main trick in Pulseman is called skid jumping, and like just sort of a rough, like, to give you an idea of what it is, think of like a Sonic 2 style zip or screen wrap that you can do just anywhere. Like, basically why we call it a skid, when the character of the game, Pulseman, he's running to the right, if you like press a left while you're running right and you get like your skidding animation for Pulseman to stop, you can jump up into the air, then do some like quick D-pad presses, and it'll basically fling Pulseman just to the far right side of the screen, and you go really fast. And if you combine that with another one of your moves, you can just completely phase through walls. And where you do need to like change directions in midair on consecutive frames, what we do to actually make this really easy is we all run on the virtual console on Wii version of the game. Yeah, so we can have access to the joystick and the D-pad, because the D-pad will override your joystick input. So if you're holding right on the joystick and then you just press left on the D-pad, it's basically one frame you're holding right. As soon as you hit the D-pad overrides the joystick input, and now you're immediately holding left.
Before I discovered the two-input method, I used to use a GameCube controller, and I had to fling the stick back and forth so fast to get in the one frame that I had to wear a glove when I was playing the game, or I would get on my thumb from moving the control stick too fast.
That's incredible. So
it's pretty much the most hardcore speed game.
Like, actual injuries happen. Oh man. Alright, so is there anything else we really need to know before we hit play? Because you said the action starts 5 seconds in, so I'd like to know, like, is there anything else we need to know?
No, I don't think there is, but like,
maybe should we explain like exiting, like exiting vertical sections and stuff like that?
I think
we
you need to get to that, like, when we get there, because it's like not really complicated how it works.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. And here's the glitch.
Yo, that is so cool.
And then like the little lightning move where you like sort of shoot up diagonally, that's the move you do while in the skid jump to sort of go further and phase through walls.
Holy fuck.
A lot of Pulseman is just like, you really need to memorize the levels, because you can just pretty much instantly kill yourself or soft lock in a lot of spots if your Voltec runs in a bad spot.
Yeah.
And if you even miss a skid jump like more than twice, be prepared to lose like 30 seconds.
Oh my god.
Also, you can go inside walls and you can just run along the ceiling like in this part, because one thing that they did for like the room exits is you literally just need to run out the right side of the screen. Like, you don't need to go through a door or anything, so.
That'll come into play later too, in a kind of a hilarious way. This room's way harder than it looks.
It's kind of laggy.
This whole run looks hard, okay? You don't have to say that.
If you get bad frames for like when you actually try to do the skid jump, that'll happen. It's just human error, and there's really not anything you can do about it. It's like human luck.
Basically, if you see me jumping back and forth repeatedly, that means I'm getting bad skids.
This boss has some interesting manipulation.
If you just hit him at the right times, you can pretty much just control where he's gonna spawn every time, and you can, like, on the left and right sides, damage him while he's off screen.
I forget, there was a trick to it, like, you could tell what side he was coming from by the way his hand is facing, I think. Oh, this is a cutscene skip. You're supposed to hit the enemy, the boss, but if you just go in the little jack-in point by glitching through the wall, it'll progress to the next scene anyways without the cutscene, so it saves a little bit of time.
And then coming up after every one of the main 6 levels, you're gonna get a bonus stage where you play like Breakout with Pulseman. We only play the first 3 of those though, because for the second half of the game, if you like basically do them perfectly, you'll only save like a second. But like if you fuck them up at all, you're gonna lose time because the game lags so much, so it's slower than 60 seconds in real time. So you just sit and wait for them.
There's also, it plays like a countdown animation at the end, and Pulseman does the thing before he leaves if you clear the stage. So you need to clear it with like at least like 5 of the pseudo seconds. They're like faster than seconds. You need to save it like with like at least 5 to 10 of them to actually save time. So up here, it's coming up to kind of an interesting thing. Like we talked earlier, all you have to do to exit a screen is to leave the right side. So vertical sections are kind of, yeah.
This game is pretty inconsistent though about it. Like sometimes you need to like go through a jack-in point, or sometimes like they just completely change up how it works.
Yeah, there are a few vertical sections in Alaska you can't skip for unknown reasons. Like, there's one where you still need to leave the right side of the screen, but it just doesn't let you until you've reached the bottom, and I don't know why it's different than every other room, but...
So right now, where are we?
India.
Right now
this
we're in
India.
Cyber India.
Cyber.
Oh yeah, we'll be in real India in a second. Now we're in real India.
Oh. Care to explain that a little bit, like the locations and how that works, or what's going on there?
It's like
every
feature.
Yeah. Basically, if you want to know the story of this game, basically this dude and like there was this virtual lady dude, and the virtual lady had a baby, and that was Pulseman. But like the dude got like obsessed with the cyber world, and he wanted to like take over the real world with the cyber world. And like Pulseman, who's their kid, he's not having any of that, so he's got to stop his dad.
Surprisingly, Plum did not make up any of that. Not even the part about a man and an AI having a baby. That's the actual origin story of Pulseman.
Like, but by the way, while we were talking about these fantastic origin stories, I think we just missed the boss fight. So what's that about?
There's not much to say about it. Like, pretty much, I guess actually there is one thing to say about it. All the attacks in the game have different damage values, and that's really important to note. So like, if you crouch on the ground and do like a kick, or like you do a bicycle kick in the air, that does 1 damage. If you do like your electric punch, that does 2 damage. And if you Voltecker or spark into something, spark is just a Voltecker without the charge, from like a dash, that does 3 damage. So with most bosses, you just like, if it's possible, you just want to spark or Voltec them, but you want to keep into account that that's probably going to create a lot of lag, but sometimes it's faster in the case of getting a 2 cycle on the tree.
An interesting thing about sparking is that you'll see here, it makes you invincible for some reason. So I can just like spark and tank all his damage. Except I messed up a little bit right here. I got a glitch where I couldn't jump or do anything or spark. I don't know. It happens sometimes when you get interrupted in certain animations. So I just kind of sat there like an idiot for a couple seconds, wondering what the hell was going on.
You also need to be really careful on this screen, because if you're on like the corner, one of the corners of the screen, and you try to use a Voltecker, since Pulseman stops for a second to actually use the move and the screen is scrolling, the screen will scroll without Pulseman and you'll die.
I didn't even know that. Or maybe I did and I forgot. I don't know.
And that this is a really tough section because you have a lot of the... Basically, the way like skidding actually works, like with if you get a good or a bad frame that you try to do it on, the longer you run before doing the skid, that's the more consistent it's gonna be. So doing skids where you don't run for very long, that's where it starts to get inconsistent.
And that was just a ton of skids like on top of, you know, towers and pillars.
Yeah, small spaces where it's really hard to get skids. This level was kind of interesting to route in real time because we have to take, if I remember right, the task takes a different route here because they're much faster in this whole level. So I had to kind of improvise and come up with my own strats. This clip, the reason why I kind of hesitated there, you don't get it every time. That's kind of like luck-based, where you clip into the wall and you can just zip straight up.
That was super cool looking though.
And then iframes are really cool on the Spark. There you go, that was the boss.
Yeah, like I said, sparking makes you invincible for unknown reasons, but it's really abusable.
And then one thing Axon doesn't do in this run that you can do to like minimize some of the lag is when your friend Beatrice is talking, lady in the upper left corner, you can actually just do a kick and you can cancel her audio clip.
Really? Like, just, if you just kick and that it shuts her up.
Yeah, because it's like the audio channels are like they use the same audio channel, so like they can both happen at the same time. And the kick sound effect is like way shorter.
So is that the last breakout we're gonna see?
Yeah.
Yes, that is.
The rest of them I just kind of sit around.
The next ones get like way more swagged up.
Oh yeah, dancing.
And then the reason why Axon goes straight to stage 6 instead of doing stage 5 is because that water fucking sucks, and you can't actually do like the skids in the water. So water does carry your momentum really well with the floaty jumps. So if you actually build up like the sprinting speed, then jump underwater, you can go kind of far. Also,
this screen goes way more. That screen goes way smoother if you get the first skid, but I didn't. So
you should also specify how that screen just ended.
Oh please? Yeah, some screens just, for some reason, some screens if you do the glitch in Voltecker, you'll just exit the screen, and for seemingly no reason. Like that wasn't the end of that screen. There was a lot more left if you're doing a glitchless run, but I don't know, some rooms are buggy, I guess.
This falling part is kind of hard.
Yeah, this falling part, you're actually falling about twice as fast as you normally should be, because instead of just running off and falling, if while you're in the water, you jump up and then fall, you'll fall faster. So Axon is falling faster than the intended like speed right now.
So you can just dodge everything. I kind of like this section, even though it's basically an auto-scroller where you have to dodge everything. It's kind of fun.
You also get to do that cool wiggle.
Oh yeah, because you can't just go neutral like that. You have to either go left or right. This part is hard because there's lots of bottomless pits. It's really easy to screw up and die.
So the wiggle is required.
That jump you just did is really inconsistent.
I take it you guys realize which ones are inconsistent and consistent just from the rigorous amounts of play you guys will put into this?
Yeah. From failing them, that's how we know.
Yeah.
Some of the strats Axon is using right now, like I have strats that are way more consistent and pretty much the same speed, so yeah, I don't do a lot of
this run's stuff. Like almost 3 years. Actually, it's 3 years old since last week, so.
This was really hard because of all the lag caused by the background.
Oh yeah, and like one other thing I guess that's worth mentioning is when like you do the skid jump and you get flung backwards, if you like land on a walkable surface, like a lot of sloped surfaces are, especially these bubbles, it'll stop your skid. So you need to like kind of do some really weird inputs in the air to make sure you don't stop the skid.
Yeah, after playing this game glitch for so long, I was doing a glitchless playthrough, and I totally forgot how to do that room, that vertical room in Australia. It's really hard.
Yeah, this game is like really hard to do, just like glitchless.
We're glitcher scrubs, but I guess the glitch is hard too.
So what's happening right now? Like, who's this guy and why is this
that
robot?
is
it's Pulseman's
that
dad.
is super strong submarine. Like that is this boss is so good.
The thing about this
And
boss
it
is
has
it's basically just on a
Pokemon
timer.
music.
Oh yeah, the game is made by Game Freak before they made Pokemon, so it has like a lot of the music sounds similar to Pokemon, and Pokemon actually has a lot of Pulseman references in it.
Isn't the composer for Pokemon the same one that did the music for Pulseman?
Yeah, I think so.
The composer actually no, I'm just gonna shut up. Yeah, that's super strong submarine.
Goodbye. Like, he just goes off the screen like that. Just bye.
How did
task,
they
like-
explode underwater?
The task dies on the same frame that boss goes away. And I tried doing that a couple times, and I accidentally actually died and had to redo the fight, so I stopped. Fun fact about the bonus stages, you can game over, and the first time I did that, I thought maybe we could skip them. But it turns out the bonus stages are actually considered part of the level, and the level won't be considered clear until you've beaten the bonus stage. So if you game over, and then re-enter the stage, it'll just take you back to the bonus stage to do it again.
It will make sure you enjoy your bonus.
Yes. Oh, I glitched the cutscene here. If you press B on or A on the Genesis controller on the first frame of this cutscene, the screen will stay black for the entire cutscene.
It's like even the game was like, "Excuse me, what?"
Also, just a fun fact: water can destroy Pulseman.
Important. Basically, what he's saying is that if you enter water with a charge, you'll lose your charge, which can actually be
That
kind of
also
annoying.
destroys Pulseman.
It also destroys Pulseman.
You emerging from the ground.
That's actually
another-
pretty scary because there's a lot of spots in the game where you can't jump out like that. So that's why you need to be really careful when you're doing skid jumps.
I also like that, like, you jumped up all the way to get to the surface, and then you had to, like, jump one more time because you thought you were already. I was like, oh.
If you think this Voltecker is cool, you bounce around a lot
It is
without having to
crazy.
do anything. That's basically what all glitchless is. Like, there's a lot of cool tricks like that in glitchless. That's why I want to learn it. It's a lot of cool Volteckers like that where you could just bounce across the entire level. I hate this part. This skid is so inconsistent.
It looks extremely perilous. Like, if you fucked it up even a little bit, like, it's over.
It's not over because you lose a lot of time, but like
That was an early exit.
you can
I think
pretty
this one
much
is too.
cover in Pulseman.
Well,
Yeah, both
wait,
of them are.
care to explain that?
That was the same glitches in Australia before,
Okay.
where the room just lets you leave.
Also,
That was a
that's
quick kill.
Retro Steel.
If you don't get those first 3 hits, he goes to another phase that lags.
And he has more health. And he also has more health if you don't get those first 3 hits. I don't know why. That fight sometimes takes 3 hits, sometimes takes 4. And if you miss like the first 3, then he gets even more or something. I don't know. It's so weird. It has something to do with the frames you spark him on or something like that.
Is it dance time?
It is dance time.
Dude, you're really bad at these bonuses. What happened?
Yeah, I know. This
Okay.
is Alaska. This is the most legit stage, I guess you could say. It's the least glitched. Most of it's actually done without skids because we simply can't. There's either not enough room to do skids, or in the vertical sections, you can't leave them early. Because this vertical section, you exit it by entering a jack in point at the top instead of leaving the right side. So the right side doesn't exit. So you can't glitch out, you just have to get to the top. That slope, you can sometimes just jump through it. I don't know why, but sometimes if you jump at the wrong pixel, you will fall through that slope and have to climb back up. It's really annoying.
This game is extremely well made. That's why.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was pushing the Genesis pretty hard. This game is beautiful, like in terms of graphics.
Oh yeah.
No, also one thing I want to mention about dashing is dashing like fucking sucks in this game because you have to double tap to dash, but that instantly builds up the electric charge to change your spark move into the Voltecker, which lets you bounce around and do stuff.
And glitch through walls. This is cool. I got this one from the Glitchless House, I think. Oh no, wait, never mind. I don't do this here. I changed it to a glitch. I forgot. There's a spark you can do there, or a Voltecker you can do there that crosses that entire room. It's really cool.
One thing that's like actually pretty cool about Alaska is there are a lot. This is like a maze type level, and you've got a lot of cool setups to just Voltecker through the whole room.
That's so silly looking. I love it.
Yeah, I can't remember if I got these from the task or if I just found them.
I imagine the designers of this game probably wanted you to do a lot more of the game than this. Like, how much more of the levels are we not seeing? That's the thing. I'm bothered.
We're seeing pretty
I'm
much the
curious.
whole level. Like,
For
we're seeing all
Alaska,
the
yeah.
rooms, but even in like all the other levels, you see pretty much all the rooms.
You fly through them
don't
really
go
fast.
through the rooms, yeah. Because, like, I think Axon mentioned this earlier, but a lot of the rooms in this game are, like, vertically designed, but since you can just, like, glitch out the right side to finish them, or do something like that.
This room is cool. Oh, I messed up the first one.
This room
Forgot about
sucks.
that.
What are you talking about?
This is the worst room in the whole game.
It's really fun if you do it well.
No, it's really not.
Yo, that's so cool.
Basically,
Yeah,
we're
I
activating
did-
the glitch by skidding off ledges instead of skidding and then jumping. It still works as long as you're airborne. So you can do some really cool stuff where you skid off ledges and then fly around the screen on your way down. I think it's really cool, but apparently these guys hate it because they're
These
scrubs.
It's
penguins
really
are a
hard.
piece of shit.
The penguins do suck, actually. That's
Like, I'm
why we
just
can't.
looking at this right now, and I'm getting like mad at these penguins. A big problem with the penguins, though, is like since you have to run for a lot of that, and that builds up like the charge. The only way to get rid of that charge, or well, the best way to do it, is to do the slash, which sends out a projectile. The problem with that is it makes a
creates
ton
lag.
of lag.
This boss fight is pretty fun
Oh
There's
my
a quick
god.
way
if you
do it.
don't mess it up.
There's a quick way to do it, but it's hard. Where, like, if you press A on a specific frame, like that, see, I instantly did a Voltecker after I hit him. That's like one frame, I think, but it's really laggy, so you have more room for it. So I usually just mash it and hope I get it.
Yeah,
That
like
is so
basically what's
cool.
going on during this boss fight is he's running into the boss like while he's in the electric ball too, so they clash together, and then like after they clash together, he wants to then do the spark move a second time, and that's what actually deals damage to the boss. So if you don't get the
Is-
second hit on him, you don't deal damage.
Is this the intended way to beat him?
Not the double Voltecker. You're supposed to either spark him or slash him on your way down. The double Voltecker is a glitch. I don't know why it works, but
Yeah.
I was about to say, in terms of intended ways to beat bosses, that boss looks really crazy.
Yeah,
Well, it
that
was
boss
mostly
in casual
intended, but-
playthrough takes a real like that's a long boss in a casual
hard.
playthrough.
he's cool too. He has a cool name, Vale. I like
Veil? Ooh.
it. Yes.
Oh man, it's bonus time! I love this!
Dude, if you think this is awesome, just wait until you get to the next stage.
You're leaving. You are leaving.
Oh my god.
That only works on this stage for some reason, if I remember it correctly.
No, that works on every single one.
Yeah.
Oh, even to glitch into the wall without Voltecking?
Yeah, on the last one, that's why it's so easy. Like, where they're, like, the two extended, like, little metal block. Because you literally just skid jump, then just use the spark, and it raises you up into the blocks.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I'd say the last bonus is easier to get into the wall than this.
I actually know that. Then again, I ran this like a year before you did, so... Or 2 years. You guys probably have new strats. I need to watch you guys, like, play runs and stuff and see what you do.
No, you don't.
I use a
You
lot
don't
of
want
alternate
to.
strats, but Snaggle...
I sort of.
Snaggle's got some ghetto strats.
Yeah, I just came up with some stuff that I found easy. That's slow. This stage is really fun. Not really.
This is yeah. The stage before the final stage is actually just auto-scroller after auto-scroller.
But
So,
there's like
where are
really
you?
good
Where are
parallax
you? Ones.
scrolling.
Okay. I thought you like glitched or something to make it super crazy, and like you were just behind the map or something. I wasn't expecting anything at that point.
I've died way too many times on this.
I will say though,
Oh.
whoever played this game before us is really good. Look at that high score.
Yeah, though, this, like, hang on. This auto-scroller, this one right here, this first one, this is stupidly easy to die on. Because we skip a power-up that basically makes every single time you would spark, it's the fully charged Voltecker. But since you bounce around a lot, it's stupid easy to kill yourself with that. But then, it's also stupid easy to kill yourself when you don't have that.
I accidentally got the spark ball and lost time. I
You
lost
can
like a
get
second.
stuck right
or,
there
like-
and die if you don't do that. Don't clear those debris blocks.
And like I mentioned earlier, you mentioned the spark has invincibility frames after it for some reason, so you just see me sparking constantly to avoid taking damage.
It also kind of like resets your falling speed. So if you're falling and you need to get just like a little bit of extra horizontal distance, you can spark. It only works once though.
This looks actually terrifying.
It's just the first one that's terrifying. The
Yeah,
second
these
one
ones are
probably
bad.
looks scarier, but like this one's actually easier.
There's not shit flying at you in this one, so
Yeah,
it's way
basically
better.
that's what kills you on the last one. The shit flying at you can like come at you at just the absolute worst times, and just there's a lot of knockback in this game.
Yeah, I noticed that you're not even like sparking over and over to make sure you don't die.
Yeah, there's no
that
enemies
generates
on
lag.
screen. Also generates
Oh,
lag, yeah.
on the
Don't
last
get
one.
the one up because every time you pick up a pickup, the screen freezes for like a quarter of a second or something. So picking up things just slows it down. So we dodged the one up.
As I'm bad, I like to keep a Voltecker charged just in case I fall,
Oh yeah,
because you
that's
can
that's a
save
good idea.
yourself.
I think I have used that before. I don't remember if I fell on this run though.
Yeah, the bottom of these platforms aren't solid, so you can just go up right through them with the Voltecker.
So why is that high score so high?
Because they're just like a god at the game.
I think that's Wireyama's score. He's like amazing at it. That's Pulseman's dad. We never actually explained his name.
Yeah, 'cause I was about to be like, yeah, that's probably like a runner reference or something I don't get. Cool. Like,
This is probably the laggiest of all the auto-scrollers, since like the fire is kinda, it's got the wavy effect too.
Look at that cool ass blast processing.
Yeah. I like the music on this one though. All the music in Pulseman is really, really good.
and what's this game presented by?
The Galaxy Gang,
The Galaxy
who
Gang?
may also be known as Team Galactic.
They are referenced in Pokemon. Like I said, Pokemon has lots of Pulseman references because this game was actually released by Game Freak before Pokemon. Not a lot of people know about Game Freak's Pokemon stuff though.
Well, a lot of people know about this game now because it's literally just Game Freak collectors who've driven the price up for this game to like $250, $300.
Oh my god.
So that's why you buy it on
repros go
VC.
for 60.
For the virtual console for this game, how much does that cost?
I think like 10 bucks.
800 Microsoft Nintendo
Microsoft points, yeah, Microsoft on the Microsoft Wii.
points. I'm just used to calling them Microsoft Banana Bucks.
Why banana bucks?
Because the like old symbol on Xbox 360 used to look like a banana.
Yeah, yeah.
This auto-scroller thankfully has a floor.
So what was that annoying sound we were just listening to?
Lasers.
The lasers.
Oh, okay. Alright. I like
Don't worry, you're gonna hear it more.
Thank God.
Thank goodness. I missed it, you know? I missed that sound.
I could sleep to this.
Can you?
You need to be careful on this auto-scroller though, because notice how every single time you break one of these blocks, it creates like 3 little spinning, or 2 little spinning things.
That's why I break them one at a time. If you break them all together, it creates massive lag. I accidentally created some slag right there too, with the,
Well, that's
the slash
some
arrow.
lag. If you break 2 at the same time, like massive is an understatement. You're basically watching a PowerPoint at that point.
Oh, quick kill here. That's another weird boss where, like, if you hit him early, then he dies instantly, but if you wait too long, then he takes more hits. I don't understand why it works that way.
His intro line was interrupted by his death line. I always love when that happens.
This screen has an early exit, I think.
Yep, right
Yeah.
there.
Nice.
This next one does too. Oh, sorry, the one after this. I'm dumb.
Oh yeah, this is another weird vertical, or it's not. This isn't a weird one. This you can't exit this vertical section early because you're supposed to exit it through a jack-in point.
Yeah, the
And
next
there's
one's an early
enemies that
exit.
take away your Voltecker charge.
Oh yeah,
so,
these bubbles.
like that.
If they hit you, then they take away your charge.
What jerks? Dude.
I don't know why they're eyes.
Why, like,
And I
they
think-
just make jerk enemies.
Yeah. They're anti-speedrunner enemies. They knew about this. This is intentional.
Axon just barely missed the early exit, like, on the
Can you get it
previous
from that
one.
first jump?
Yeah, you can.
I didn't actually know that. I think I usually
You just
did
barely
too.
missed it too. And then about damage values, like we were saying earlier, or I think I mentioned it, but yeah,
Yeah,
this attack is crazy good because it gives you insane amounts of invincibility frames. The only problem though is it only does 1 damage.
But I guess these things only need to take 1 damage to die. What is
Yeah.
this even? What's happening?
They're little mini Wariyamas.
At the end, you kind of have to not just do this though if you want to clear the screen fast enough, because it ends when the last one dies. So for these last few, you just want to kill them quickly.
This actually next phase of the boss though is like crazy tough casually, and you just like mop the floor with them.
If you don't know that sparking is OP, then it's actually really hard. But if you know about sparking, then you can just spark him like 5 times or something and he dies.
I think the first one does like 3.
There you go. That's the game.
That's Pulseman.
That is Pulseman.
Holy shit.
We end timing at the when the screen goes all the way white is where we end timing. We use SDA timing for this, so it starts when the first frame of control and it ends on that white frame where you lose control.
Damn. You weren't kidding. Like, the game just doesn't stop.
Aside from the last level, yeah, it's pretty much non-stop excitement. Well, and the bonus stages, but then you get to dance, so...
Are you saying the bonus stages aren't exciting?
Well, just a little.
Okay, fair enough.
That's something I don't get. This game was only released in Japan, but all the dialogue is just in English with Japanese subtitles.
Yeah.
I think they wanted to like make it really stylized or something. Like,
Yeah, maybe.
think of how like when you think of like foreign language stuff in the US, people usually think that's like kind of cool or unique. So I think they were kind of going out that with like the English in a Japanese game.
Yeah.
Or like the all English voice acting.
Yeah, even though this game is Japanese only, it only came out in Japan on the Mega Drive, but it's actually available on the United States VC. It's one of the VC imports that they do sometimes. So if you can actually get this on an American Wii, even if you don't have like a Japanese Wii, you could just go on the eShop and buy it. It's pretty cool.
And there's no huge like version differences or anything?
Between VC and Genesis, I don't think so. I think Genesis emulation's pretty solid on VC, so I haven't noticed any differences, at least in lag or anything, but I haven't played the original Genesis version, just kind of going by emulator.
That was incredible. This game was super cool. Thanks for showing it off.
By
You
the way,
want
if
to
you're
join
watching
this
video,
prestigious community, run
you should join
Pulseman.
us. Yes, run Pulseman.
Well, I mean, I'm going to be putting some links in the description to show people, like, if anybody's interested, what you should be, because that was awesome. If anybody's interested in getting into the community, talking to you guys, being a part of this amazing video game experience, I'll throw all the stuff in the description. You guys can check it out there.
Once again, Pulseman saves the day.
I guess just if you think the game is interesting, pick it up because the leaderboards are pretty lonely with just the three of us.
Oh yeah, someone else run Drill Dozer, please.
Did somebody do a round of that?
No, but I want somebody to. It's another one of Game Freak's games that isn't Pokemon. So it's automatically a better Game Freak speedrun.
Damn. I think with that, I think we need to step away from the mic and the sick burns. This has been me, Moofin, with Axon, Plum, and Snuggle.
Thanks for having us.
Bye.
Run Pulseman.